Hey everybody, welcome to a further edition of Ran When Parked. Mojave Patrol's Ran When Parked. So what we're going to do is using this to put this inside this. Underneath here is a 3-speed transmission in real desperate need of oil. And this camera's in desperate need of a battery. Let's take care of that. Be back in a minute.
Cinderella's pumpkin became a coach of gold. The same holds true when I'm with you, if I may be so bold.
My old jalopy's a Cadillac when you go riding with me. But when I'm alone, it's a sad old sack, a sorry sight to see. Flipsy and flopsy and tipsy and topsy, a relic of 33. But my old jalopy's a Cadillac when you go riding with me. When you go riding with me, we'll roll along through sunshine and rain. Any old road will be lover's lane.
My old jalopy's a Cadillac when you go riding with me. But when I'm alone, it's a sad old sack, a sorry
Fresh battery.
sight to see.
Fresh battery. Okay, let's get crack-a-lackin'. So, I realized something from watching copious amounts of YouTube, that when you change a seal on a transfer case or differential, whatever, there is a possibility that oil can migrate along the splines and leak out. So you're supposed to put pipe dope on the splines. Well, now I know that. We'll do that in the future when we pull this apart. Hang on. Okay, right up in there is the oil filler for this transmission. And so I don't get completely covered in grease, we are putting this rag up in here. Oh, are you hurt? Hopefully you can see that. Hang on. Screwed up. Okay. I actually have a special socket that you can put on a square drive, these old these pipe plugs is actually what they are. Ow. But the problem is, once you put the ratchet socket on the ratchet, you cannot fit it in there. So this is the way you have to. This is the way you have to do it. So I'm going to take my oil bottle, run the hose over the frame, and plug it in. And now I'm going to slowly and laboriously pump oil into the transmission. And I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm just going to pump it in there till it runs out. And then when I'm under here, I'm going to check other things. So yes, there's a lot of oil coming out of everywhere, because everything under here is old. Oh, what do you know? It's coming out. I'm going to let it drip for a minute to make sure it's to make sure that it's stay, behave. There we go. Well, apparently it's full. I don't like to get my gloves full of oil. Now we have to tighten it up and move on to checking the next thing. Okay, so what I'm using is an oil called NGL. What's it called again? GL4. 140 weight gear oil. I get it at O'Reilly's because that's the only place that carries it near me. AutoZone and Napa do not carry it. GL5, depending on what source you listen to. You see me? Sorry, I knocked you over again. I'm really good at that. GL5, depending on the source you listen to, I've been told that will attack the brass parts inside the transmission. I tend to believe that because when I first put this trans in, I used GL5, and we had to take the transmission out to do some work on the transfer case. Yes, I had to take the transmission out to do transfer work, case work. I had to replace some seals. I wanted to put new gaskets in here and stuff like that. And when I drained the oil out of the transmission fully intending to use it over because I'm cheap, and there's no reason you can't use that oil over. There was gold flakes in it. Yes, gold flakes. Kind of led me to believe that it was attacking the brass. Anyway, after putting GL4 in, I never had that problem again. Ever again. So there you have it. I put oil in the transmission. I guess I can check the transfer case, but I know I'm probably going to leak oil out when I do, because I've never had to add oil to the transfer case. 1, 2. Well, that's in there. Okay, come on. There we go. Well, who put that in there so tight? Oh, it's me. And I know oil's going to come out of this. It always has in the past. Yep, full to the top. Full to the top. Am I bleeding yet? No, actually I'm not. Okay, everything's full. Until the next thing. Okay, I said until the next thing, and here's the next thing. This is the clutch cable. It goes from here all the way around under the car, back up to the transmission. Why they designed it that way, I have no clue. Where am I putting this? This is the clutch cable. I'm just making sure that there's plenty of grease on this. Plenty of grease in here. Because I've had these fail right here where it goes through. I've had this part wear out. That seems to be in pretty good shape. I've had the cable wear out right back here. I just make sure that there's plenty of grease in there. Right? To make sure that This isn't rubbing, it's metal on metal, but I'm just making sure that there's grease in that metal on metal. Right up in here. So when I first got this car, the muffler was over here. It was a great big muffler. And it was just millimicrons away from this cable. And this whole thing melted and fell apart. That's why I have glass packs on it. Yes, I really need to put a new exhaust system on it, but they cost money. So it's going to have to wait a little bit. Remember, they only built this Jeep in this configuration for 3 years, 69, 70, and 71. And there were only a grand total of 500 total Jeep, or 550 total Jeeps built like this. This is the Renegade 1. So yes, this is one of 500 Jeeps. And yes, I know it's a Renegade 1 because I checked the VIN number against historical records, and it is an actual Renegade. So we're going to see if it starts. How's that sound? I haven't started it in a while. We're going to adjust the carburetor. Sounds good. Can you see it now? We'll wedge this in here. You dizzy yet? Oh, pardon me. Let's check the oil. Right at the full mark. Check the agua. Full. Now, see if it'll start. Parking brake has some oil on it. Okay, we reinforced it there. So it's charging 13.5 volts according to my voltage gauge, and it's charging 20 amps. 20 amps according to the amp gauge. That is a small battery for this car. How many millions of miles are on it? Hey, you're doing a dance. So, this pulls cold air from here. That used to go over to here to where the heater was at some point in its life. But the heater was removed probably to accommodate this stuff. So I used it as a cold air source for the engine. And trust me, it's made a giant difference in how cool the engine was. And then I put this in with the help of a friend, because originally there was no any kind of fused arrangements in here. So I have a friend who worked in the music industry. I'm sorry, I'm a moron. I have a friend who used to work in the movie industry, not the music industry. And he worked on the movie Back to the Future. And this is one of the license plates from that movie. He managed to get it out of there and gave it to me for my birthday one year. And he's not going to get in trouble for it because he's passed away now. He's passed. So it's charging almost 13 volts, and now it's down to 10 amps. Pushed the choke in a bit. There we go. Oops, still working. Well, anyway, I think that's going to be it for today. Only got 7 minutes left, so I have to run in and dump all the stuff off this cart. Anyway, ran one parked. Still runs. Thanks for being here.
Well, here's another nice mess you've gotten me into.
Yes, look to Packard for the easiest handling car ever built. America's new choice in the fine car field.